Hey everyone, this is Delta and welcome to a Minecraft tutorial. This tutorial is on a spiral piston doorway, as we can see here. The timing's all correct so that it works in the proper spiral in and out. It's very basic. It's mainly for doors that you just want to have like a little entranceway such as this with only one input or output of a lever. No pressure plates or buttons. It's just a simple one-way door that you can come in and out and have the cool effect. You are able to mod this to have and to accept pressure plates and a button with both inputs on both sides. It's pretty easy to do, and we may cover this in future tutorials just so we can make it expand on the idea. So just for now, it's nice and basic and an easy tutorial. So here is the uncovered version. It's pretty simple. Simple as in, if you know what I mean. It's if you've done redstone before, this is actually a simple setup, and I can go over each and every single step that we do. So we will get started and actually build this right now. So to start with, we want to create a hole or a trench, and this will house our wiring so it makes it easier to work with. So we firstly need to create a 7 long, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 3. So 7 by 3, and this will go down 2 as well. So it's 2 levels down, so this is our second level. So 7 by 3 by 2, and I've already pre-dug this just so I can make it a bit more contrast. So with the white wool and the sandstone, so it's a bit different. So you can see a lot easier for how I'm working. So we have our hole dug, nice and easy, simple. So 7 by 3 by 2, if I get it right. That's pretty easy to do. We now want to create a back ledge, and this will be to house or support our wiring and pistons. So on the back ledge, using whatever material you want, I'm just going to use sandstone again. Create a ledge like that. So this is just to support a wiring. On the third block from the right, so 1, 2, 3, we want to remove that, and this will be to house a piston. So a piston will go right here, and on top of that, glowstone. That makes sense. To do our next piston, so we want to go facing towards the short end. We want to place a block there, and on top of the block, a piston, and then glowstone. We can now remove that block. That's pretty simple to do. And our next piston, also pretty simple to do, is placing a block one away from the end. So piston one away from the end, like such, and glowstone on there. The next one's also pretty simple as well. So we just want to get all the pistons all out, done nice and easily. We want to place one block there, remove that block, place another block there, and remove the block. So it goes empty, block, empty, block, empty. And this will be to support a wiring. Place 2 more blocks coming out, so it now has 3 on top. And then all we have to do is place, if I can get out of fly mode, place a piston on the edge like such, and then glowstone down like that. All we have to do. So our next thing to do is all our wiring. This is pretty simply and pretty easily done. So to begin with, we want to work on an input source. In this case, I'm going to be using a lever. Now my lever will be going on the ground just for now, where you can move it to the sides of the walls whenever you want and however you want, which we might cover in future episodes. So to begin with, placing a lever on the ground, this will be our source of input right here. So next thing we need to hook this up to a wiring, and it's pretty simple to do. So going down underneath the lever, so 1 block underneath it, we want to place and remove these 2 blocks over here, and this is just so we can run the wiring. So now if you click the switch, you'll notice that the wiring is now active, and we can turn it off and on. So that's the beginning of our first and very simple wiring setup. We can now send this signal straight into the first block, and we can observe it turning off and on. Our next one is to remove these 4 blocks down here, and this is so we can bring our wiring down to a new level and push it in. Pull our wire to the right, into the back, and into a redstone repeater straight into that block. The repeater has to be on the 4th level, sorry. Now placing a torch underneath there, and underneath this piston. We can now turn it on, and you'll notice that both of them are now active. Turn it off, and both of them are now deactivated. Each has its own set delay, which will then come into play in the grand scale of things. We can now run our wiring down here and remove this block, and this will be so our wiring can go into this block. Placing a torch on top of this, and then another torch on top of this, and then again another torch on top of this, and one last torch on top of this. This torch here is set so we can actually run the redstone wiring into this block over here. So we can give it one last activation and deactivation, and now we're ready. So pistons are all set up and lined up. Activate and deactivate. So that's pretty much it already. So what I'm going to do is explain to you what actually goes on and how it works. So our first input comes in through the bottom, comes into this first piston. This is our very first piston. It has no delay at all. Comes straight in and it's all done. Our next one goes through the wiring into the first torch, which gives it a delay, a tick delay, which then goes through that, lights that one up, gives that a delay as well. So that one gets sent through on a delay. So that one's got no delay. That one has a slight of delay of 2 torches. Then the next one comes through another torch and another torch. So that's 2 torch delay again, and it comes through, deactivates that one, and finally the last one comes through, comes into a repeater on its 4th tick delay. I'm not too sure what that equates to torches, but it looks fine. Comes in, powers a block underneath it, which then turns off that torch, turns on this torch, which then activates that with the 2 tick delays already there with torches. So in all, the timing is perfect, with all the torches and repeaters, and it's all set up nicely, and it's quite simple to do. So just again, so we have no delay, we have 2 tick, 4 tick, sorry, and that's got a 6 tick delay. So it's got 4 on the repeater, and it's got 2 in there. So it's pretty simple and pretty easy done. So you can now cover this up and dress it up how you want, and it's quite simple to hide all the wiring. Most of the complex wiring is all on the ground. It's all that's above ground, and that's what's really necessary and needed. This probably could be slightly more compact, but for now, to make it simple and easy for the user to understand, which is you, I made it this simple quite easily. So we can now create a doorway. It's a bit lopsided. You can hide all the wiring all you want, and that's pretty cool. Spots like here, you can place blocks here and here, and you can create a tunnel effect. So that's pretty much it, guys. I will be doing probably more in this series of this specific spiral door. I will be covering on how to create 2 inputs, how to alternate the inputs to possibly a pressure plate or a button, and also looking at hiding the inputs on the walls and other ledges coming soon. So if you like this, please give us a thumbs up and comment if you'd like any more tutorials. I'm always quite happy to actually explore some concepts and tutorials for you guys. Just have to give me a yell on what you want, and I can do it quite simply. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in hopefully the next tutorial coming out very, very soon. So yeah, see ya. Delta out.